उत्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवतां नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनी अम्ब त्वाम् अनुसन्दधामि भगवत् गीते भयद्वेषिणी प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवैत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। अथ श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः पुरुषोत्तमयोगः। श्रीभगवानुवाच ऊर्ध्वमूलमधः शाखम् अश्वत्थं प्राहुरव्ययम् छन्दांसि यस्य पर्णानि यस्तं वेद स वेदवित् अधश्चोर्ध्वं प्रसृतास्तस्य शाखा गुणप्रवृद्धा विषयप्रवालाः अधश्च मूलान्यनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके न रूपमस्येह तथोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादिर्न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन छित्त्वा ततः पदं तत्परिमार्गितव्यम् यस्मिन् गता न निवर्तन्ति भूयः तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यतः प्रवृत्तिः प्रसृता पुराणी निर्मानमोहाजितसङ्गदोषा अध्यात्ममित्या विनिवृत्तकामाः द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्ताः सुखदुःखसंज्ञैर्गच्छन्त्यमूढाः पदमव्ययं तत् न तद्भासयते सूर्यो न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम ममैवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः मनःषष्ठानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति शरीरं यदवाप्नोति यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात् श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं विषयानुपसेवते उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं विमूढानानुपश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषः यतन्तो योगात्मन्यवस्थितं यतन्तोऽप्यकृतात्मानो नैनं पश्यन्त्यचेतसः यदादित्यगतं तेजो जगद्भासयतेऽखिलं यच्चन्द्रमसि यच्चाग्नौ तत्तेजो विद्धि मामकम् गामाविश्य च भूतानि धारयाम्यहमोजसा पुष्णामि चौषधीः सर्वाः सोमो भूत्वा रसात्मकः अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्तः पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधम् सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्तस्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृद्वेदविदेव चाहम् द्वाविमौ पुरुषौ लोके क्षरश्चाक्षर एव च क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः परमात्रयमाविश्य बिभर्त्यव्यय ईश्वरः यस्माक्षरमतीतोऽहम् अक्षरादपि चोत्तमः अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च प्रथितः पुरुषोत्तमः यो मामेवमसम्मूढो जानाति पुरुषोत्तमं स सर्वविद् भजति मां सर्वभावेन भारत इति गुह्यतमं शास्त्रम् इदमुक्तं मया नघ एतद्बुद्ध्वा बुद्धिमान् स्यात् कृतकृत्यश्च भारत ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे पुरुषोत्तमयोगो नाम पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः। हरि ओम तत्सत्। हरि ओम तत्सत्। So last week we stopped at the very important shloka, the 15th, which is regarded as the very essence of Bhagavad Gita and very essence of the Vedas and the Upanishads. And in fact, as I mentioned last time, this shloka is for meditation, really speaking. कि हा जो 15वा श्लोक आहे की ज्याला वेद उपनिषद आणि भगवद्गीता याचा सार असा आपण मानू शकतो, हा खरोखर चर्चेचा विषय नसून हा ध्यानाचा विषय आहे. कारण याच्यामध्ये हे सांगितलेलं आहे की जे भारतीय तत्वज्ञानाचा सार आहे की एव्हरीथिंग इज सर्च फॉर युअर ओन सेल्फ, की तो आपल्यामध्ये जे काही एक तत्व आहे ज्याच्यामुळे आपली सगळी आयुष्याची प्रेरणा असते, ज्याच्यामुळे आपण सगळं काही विश्व बघत असतो, सगळं विश्व अनुभवत असतो, ते जे आपल्यामध्ये तत्व आहे ज्याला आपण सर्वसाधारणपणे अहम असं म्हणतो, त्या तत्वाला पूर्णपणे जाणणं हाच खरं म्हणजे वेद आहे. So, sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishtaha. The very essence of all creatures. I am at the heart of all the creatures. सर्वस्य चाहम हृदय सन्निविष्ट. सगळ्यांच्या हृदयामध्ये सगळे जितके जीव आहेत त्यांच्या हृदयामध्ये मी वसत आहे असं परमेश्वर सांगतो. मत्त स्मृतीर ज्ञानमपोहनांच वेदैश्च सर्वै अहमेव वेद्यो. सगळ्या वेदांचं जे काही ज्ञेय आहे, द ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ नॉलेज ऑफ ऑल वेदाज इज अहम अलोन. Aham means that Ishvara as well as the thing which I consider as myself, me. So Vedaischa Sarvai Ahameva Vedyo. So the actual research is about myself. Know thyself is the essence of all India philosophy. And then what he says, Vedaischa Sarvai Ahameva Vedyo Vedanta Krut Veda Videva Chaham. Very great truth which the Lord has told, which is very essence of Indian philosophy, is Vedanta Krut. I am the one who has given the Vedanta philosophy to all. The essence of the Veda is Vedanta. आणि तो वेदांत सांगणारा मीच आहे आणि तो वेदांत जाणणारा सुद्धा मीच. वेद विद्येव चाहम. I am the Vedanta. I am the one who knows that Vedanta. आणि आपण या अध्यायाच्या सुरुवातीलाच हे पाहिलेलं आहे की द ब्युटिफुल सिमिली विच ही हॅज टेकन इज अबाउट द इन्व्हर्टेड ट्री, अश्वत्थ वृक्ष, की ज्याच्या मुळाशी तो परमात्मा आहे. त्याच्या मुळाशी द सुप्रीम रियालिटी लाईज ॲट द रूट ऑफ दॅट अश्वत्थ ट्री. ऊर्ध्वमूलम अधशाखम अश्वत्थम प्राहुरव्ययम छंदांसी अस्य पर्णानी. त्या वृक्षाची सगळी जी पानं आहेत तीच खरी म्हणजे वेद आहेत. सो जस्ट ॲज when you look at the tree, the first thing which you see is really the leaves of the tree. And looking at the leaves, you can recognize the tree. And after recognize the tree, you can go to the very root of the tree. You can know the essence of the tree. That is how the entire yoga is all about. की वेदांत शेवटी तुम्हाला त्या मूळ तत्वाशी देत असतो. आणि म्हणून हे जे रूपक घेतलेलं आहे अश्वत्थ वृक्षाचं, ते सुद्धा मुळाशी तो परमात्माच आहे. त्याच्यानंतर जो बुंधा असतो, वृक्षाचा बुंधा, द स्टेम ऑफ ए ट्री इज ब्रह्मा हिमसेल्फ हू गेव द वेदाज, विच इज कॉस्मिक कॉन्शियसनेस. म्हणजे आपल्या सांख्य फिलॉसॉफी मध्ये ज्याला महत असं म्हणतात, ते वैश्विक स्तरावरचं महत म्हणजे ब्रह्मा आहे, द कॉस्मिक कॉन्शियसनेस विच इज देअर. And then Brahma gave the 4 Vedas to the world. That is what our the entire knowledge was given by Brahma himself, and they are the leaves of this Ashwatha tree. So now the essence which he is telling is Yastam Veda Savedavita. तो जो या वृक्षाला जाणतो तो खरा वेदवित असतो, तो खरा विद्वान असतो, त्यांनी सर्व काही जाणलं. सो द फर्स्ट थिंग विच वी हॅव टू अंडरस्टँड इज, हा जो वृक्ष आहे तो प्रकृती आहे, ते सगळं जगत आहे. सो कृष्णा इज व्हेरी क्लिअरली टेलिंग दॅट इट इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट टू नो द वर्ड इन प्रॉपर पर्स्पेक्टिव्ह. वर्ड इज नॉट टू बी रिजेक्टेड. म्हणजे हा आपल्या भारतीय तत्वज्ञानामध्ये एक प्रकारचा आपण असं म्हणू शकू की समहाउ ऑर द अदर, because people did not understand the philosophy well, these kinds of things happen in our philosophy. That world is only Maya and it is to be rejected. And if you want to really know the truth, you have to withdraw from the world and go to the essence or go to the Parameshwara. And that became almost the essential condition for realizing the God or the self. रिजेक्शन ऑफ द वर्ड, की ह्या संसाराचा सगळ्या त्याग करायचा आणि तो त्याग केल्यानंतरच आपण जी रियालिटी आहे त्याच्याकडे जाऊ शकतो, असं भगवद्गीता मानत नाही. नाउ दॅट इज द थिंग विच वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न इन दिस चॅप्टर अँड द सबसिक्वेंट श्लोकाज विच वी आर गोइंग टू चॅन्ट नाउ. They are the original contribution of Bhagavad Gita, really speaking. So we are coming to that very soon, and I would like you to really listen to it very carefully and also meditate upon it, and particularly those who are keen to know about the philosophical truths, those who are interested in philosophy, those who study different kinds of philosophy, Sankhya, Yoga, and of course the Vedanta and different philosophies. It is very important for them to know what Bhagavad Gita is actually talking about, the Vedanta philosophy, and how it looks at the Vedanta philosophy, how it has been able to really synthesize the Sankhya and Vedanta. That is what we are really going to see in these shlokas which we are discussing now. म्हणजे जे रिसर्च वर्कर्स आहेत, जे फिलॉसॉफिकल रिसर्च करतात, त्यांनी खरं म्हणजे याच्यावर जास्तीत जास्त फोकस केलं पाहिजे असं मला मनापासून वाटतं. दोज हू आर रियल स्टुडंट्स ऑफ योगा अँड सांख्य, and also the students of Vedanta philosophy, and really have the difficulty in understanding both, because both pose a certain type of problems. Those philosophical problems are not resolved so easily. तुम्ही सांख्यांचा व्ह्यू घेतला तर तुम्हाला मोक्षाची संकल्पना तशी स्पष्ट करता येत नाही. तुम्ही वेदांताचा आणि खास करून शंकराचार्यांचा जरी व्ह्यू घेतला तरी सगळ्या गोष्टी तेवढ्या स्पष्ट होत नाहीत. परंतु भगवद्गीतेची जी भूमिका आहे ती अत्यंत समन्वयात्मक अशी भूमिका आहे, आणि त्याच्यावर फोकस करणं हे जास्त गरजेचं आहे असं मला वाटतं. सो वी शॅल कम टू दॅट within a few minutes in the next slokas. But let us see this sloka carefully. What he is saying, matta smritir jnanam apohanancha. How are you going to realize the self? This smriti is also because of me. The memory, from me only originates the memory. From me alone, I alone am the source of knowledge. Matta smritir jnanam and apohanam cha. Apohana, I looked even in Sanskrit dictionary, has various shades of meaning. One of the meanings of apohana is to eliminate everything. One meaning could be the discrimination, as Sri Aurobindo takes apohana as the discrimination, discriminative knowledge, but real meaning in Sanskrit dictionary is elimination. So in that case, what he is saying is, the memory is due to me, the knowledge is due to me, and the end of memory and the end of knowledge, that is apohanam, the elimination of both memory and knowledge is also through me, which is very, very significant, very, very significant. What it really means is that what kind of memory we have right now, if we want to know the self, memory is of course important part of our life, but what we remember is only this, that this is my body, this is my mind, this is my house, this is my world, this is my office, this is our memory. आपली जी संचित स्मृती आहे की जी आपला सगळ्या जीवनात आपल्या कामाला येत असते, ती स्मृती जी आहे, ती स्मृती या प्रकृतीविषयीची आहे, या जगताविषयीची आहे. आणि आय एम द लॉर्ड ही खरी म्हणजे स्मृती आली पाहिजे. नाउ व्हॉट शुड बी रिमेंबर्ड? दिस सेंटेन्स, द सर्वस्यम, the essence of me is the Lord himself. This should be the true memory, and this also should be the true knowledge. ज्ञान कसला आपल्याला आता, ज्ञान कसला आहे? All sorts of knowledge which we call as, which Upanishads called as avidya, and that is our knowledge all about, the knowledge of the world. But then the real knowledge is knowledge of Mahavakya, as Shankaracharya says, that I am Brahman, I am Atma Brahman, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. This should be the real knowledge. Now, if this real knowledge and if this real memory has to come, apohanam is also very much necessary. यालाच पतंजली कदाचित स्मृती परिशुद्धी असं म्हणतात, की मेमरी इज ऑल राईट, मेमरी हेल्प्स इन लाईफ, but then memory has to be purified. What Patanjali actually is meaning by Smriti Parishuddhi, Patanjali योगसूत्रामध्ये जेव्हा सवितर्क समाधीतून निर्वितर्क समाधीमध्ये योगी जातो किंवा सविचार समाधीमधून निर्विचार समाधीमध्ये योगी जातो, द फर्स्ट कंडिशन इज स्मृती परिशुद्धी. स्मृती परिशुद्धी स्वरूप शून्येव अर्थमात्र निर्भासा निर्वितर्का. That is how the sutra goes. What do you exactly mean by Smriti Parishuddhi? Smriti Parishuddhi literally means having pure memory. The pure memory is the memory of the real self, the real essence of myself. That should be there. Other memory should vanish. Other than the memory that I am Brahman, I am Atman, all other memory has to go. Okay, that is done by what is known as apohanam. म्हणून याच्यातला अपोहन हा जो शब्द आहे तो सुद्धा अतिशय महत्वाचा आहे. आणि बिकॉज दॅट अपोहनम कम्स थ्रू डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, probably Sri Aurobindo uses the word discrimination for apohanam. आणि त्याच्यामुळे स्मृती आणि the so called knowledge has to be eliminated also, and the Lord is saying that the elimination process of the smriti which is not helpful, of the knowledge which is not helpful, is also through me. And if you apply that, then only you are able to go towards yourself, and then you will be able to really know. You will be actually Vedavid. You will be knowing the essence of Vedanta, which is knowing the self. So that was the 15th. And now, as I told you, the most important things which I feel is the original contribution of Bhagavad Gita comes to us. द्वाविमौ पुरुषौ लोके क्षरश्चाक्षर एव च क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः परमात्मेत्युदाहृतः यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य बिभर्त्यौ यय ईश्वरः. Now see the thing which has been told here, which I don't think any other scripture has told about this kind of two purushas. Or so Gita is propagating three purushas. Sankhya, as we know, has this clear-cut division between Purusha and Prakriti. Sankhyancho जो Purusha आणि Prakriti आहे, that is a clear-cut that which is pure consciousness, Sankhya's called is Purusha. That which is pure matter, Sankhya's call is at Prakriti. And there is no connection, absolutely no connection between Purusha and Prakriti. आणि म्हणूनच सांख्य हे द्वैतवादी आहेत. आणि त्याच्यामुळे सांख्यास they propagate that withdrawal from Prakriti, withdrawal from matter, and coming back to the spirit, or becoming Purusha, or isolating Purusha from Prakriti, which they call as Kaivalya. The actual meaning of this word Kaivalya is isolation of Purusha from Prakriti, isolation of consciousness from matter. And then they say there are many Purushas. That is how Sankhya philosophy says. And then Sankhya's face lot of problems about which we have discussed earlier also. की या सांख्यांच्या तत्वज्ञानामुळे, या द्वैतवादामुळे अनेक प्रकारच्या फिलॉसॉफिकल अडचणी येतात, तत्वज्ञानाच्या अडचणी येतात, की ज्या अडचणी सांख्य त्या अडचणींना व्यवस्थित उत्तर देऊ शकलेले नाहीत. Because of the duality, which is permanent duality. Okay. Now what Bhagavad Gita is saying, as now in Bhagavad Gita there are various terms. So actually मी जो पूर्वीचा आपला क्लास असता की ज्याच्यामध्ये मी येत असे आणि तुम्ही सगळे पण माझ्या समोर असा, आणि मोस्ट ऑफ यू वेअर MA स्टुडंट्स, most of you were PhD students, I would have given you some kind of assignment on this particular shloka. And you can say that I am giving it now. If you are interested, it is not assignment which has to be submitted to me or anything, but something which you should really note and work upon it. म्हणजे माझी अशी खरोखर इच्छा आहे की तुम्ही सगळ्यांनी या बाबतीत विचार करावा आणि या बाबतीत you have look at Indian philosophical books and find out exactly what Bhagavad Gita is trying to tell about. कारण 7व्या अध्यायामध्ये परमेश्वरांनी परा आणि अपरा प्रकृती अशा दोन प्रकृती सांगितल्या. त्याच्यानंतर क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञ यो विभागामध्ये क्षेत्र आणि क्षेत्रज्ञ ही संकल्पना आणली. सो क्षेत्र इज द फील्ड and kshetrajna is the knower of the field. Kshetra is the field of action. Wherever all the action is going on is called kshetra, the field of action. And kshetrajna is a knower of the field of action. So paraprakriti, aparaprakriti, kshetra and kshetrajna. And then he also used the word in the 13th chapter as purusha and prakriti. And now he is talking about two purushas. So slowly Gita is coming from the duality of Sankhya to the Advaita. That there is what Gita probably is driving at, and I want you to work upon it. I want you to really think about it. That what really Bhagavad Gita is doing is coming from the duality of Sankhyas to the Advaita of the Vedanta. By saying that Purusha alone becomes Prakriti. There is no distinction. Purusha only becomes Prakriti. And that is what Sri Aurobindo says very beautifully. And I will really advise you to go through the chapter in Essays on Bhagavad Gita about three Purushas. There is a separate chapter in Essays on Bhagavad Gita. The most wonderful book which I have come across is Essays on Bhagavad Gita. आणि त्याच्यामध्ये तीन पुरुष, गीतेचे तीन पुरुष याच्याविषयी अरविंदोनी खूप चांगलं लिहिलेलं आहे, अतिशय उत्कृष्ट लिहिलेलं आहे, which clarifies many things. So what he is saying, द्वाविमो पुरुषौ लोके क्षरश्च अक्षर एव च. So there are two kinds of purushas. Purusha itself means consciousness. Now a consciousness is also there in kshara form. Kshara means something which is ever changing. क्षर याचा अर्थ जे सतत बदलत आहे, जे अनित्य आहे, त्याला क्षर असं म्हणतो. तेव्हा एक क्षर पुरुष आहे, तो सगळ्या अनित्यतेशी जोडलेला आहे. आणि एक अक्षर पुरुष आहे, that which is immutable, that which is nitya, that which is shashwata is called as akshara purush. So now this new thing has been introduced, totally new thing has been introduced by Bhagavad Gita, and we have to really meditate upon what he is saying. म्हणजे प्रकृतीशी जोडलेला सुद्धा जो आहे तो पुरुषच आहे, तो अक्षर पुरुष आहे, तो अनित्य आहे. त्याच्यामध्येच या सगळ्या क्रिया होत आहेत, त्याच्यामध्ये या सगळ्या प्रवृत्ती आहेत, आणि त्याच्या मागे एक अक्षर पुरुष सुद्धा आहे. क्षर पुरुषाच्याच मागे हा अक्षर पुरुष सुद्धा आहे की जो नित्य आहे, जो शाश्वत आहे, which goes on infinitely from one life to another life, ज्याला आपण जनरली जीवात्मा असं सुद्धा म्हणू शकतो, which travels from one body to another body because he is immutable. He has no death. Neither he is born. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन नायम भूत्वा भविता वा न भूया अजो नित्य शाश्वतोयम पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. असा जो पुरुष आहे तो हा अक्षर पुरुष आहे, जो आपल्यामध्ये आहे. आणि त्याच्याच बरोबर क्षर पुरुष जो आहे तो सगळ्या या अनित्यतेमध्ये सुद्धा तोच आहे. So now these two different diametrically opposite views, how can you say that something which is changing and something which is not changing has come together? It looks like philosophical impossibility or intellectual impossibility that two diametrically opposite principles are working together. In fact, that is what Bhagavad Gita is saying, की अनित्यता आणि नित्यता एकाच वेळे आपल्यामध्ये आहे. Now this is not something which can be really proved through reasoning or proved through actual sense, but then they say it is possible that you can come to the reality through meditation only. की ध्यानातून या गोष्टीच्या उत्तर मिळू शकतात असं ते म्हणतात की क्षर आणि अक्षर एकाच वेळी आहे. आणि बुद्धांनी काय सांगितलं, बुद्ध ऍक्च्युअली एम्फसाइज ऑन दिस क्षर प्रिन्सिपल अँड ही सेज दॅट एव्हरीथिंग इज चेंजिंग. सगळं अनित्य आहे आणि या अनित्यतेमुळेच दुःख आहे. दॅट वॉज बुद्धिस्ट फिलॉसॉफी. And that was defeated by Shankaracharya by asking a very simple question, which was very basic question. That is how the great philosophers do. What Shankaracharya asked was this, that if everything is changing, who is observing this change? की सगळंच जर अनित्य असेल तर या अनित्यतेची जाणीव कुणाला होते? If everything is changing, who is observing the change? Okay. So then he took the diametrically opposite view that actual truth is the one who is unchanging reality. And then unfortunately what happened is he put that particular theory that Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya, जीवो ब्रह्मैव नापरः. आणि त्याच्यामुळे एक प्रकारचं दुसरी फिलॉसॉफिकल अडचण सुरू झाली. ज्याप्रमाणे सांख्यांच्या मुळे द्वैत म्हणजे पुरुष आणि प्रकृती याच्यामध्ये कायमचं द्वैत असल्यामुळे एक प्रकारची फिलॉसॉफिकल किंवा तत्वज्ञानाची अडचण उभी राहिली. त्याचप्रमाणे शंकराचार्यांनी जे सांगितलं ब्रह्मसत्य जगन मिथ्या, त्यामुळे सुद्धा एक प्रकारची तात्विक अडचण उभी राहिली. So he could solve that problem that everything should oneness. And Sri Aurobindo also says that Shankaracharya is the most misunderstood philosopher in the world, because when Shankaracharya says that Jagan Mithya, he doesn't mean that हे सगळं जगत म्हणजे एक भ्रम आहे. It is only a shadow, or it is something which is not real, or something which is totally unreal. He is not saying that actually. He is not saying that. You do not know the world as you see it. The world is not as we really perceive it. That is why Shankaracharya really saying, when he is saying Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya, because if Shankaracharya really meant that Jagat is only an illusion, शंकराचार्यांच्या मत असं असतं की जग हे सगळं भ्रमच आहे, if it is an illusion, why Shankaracharya would have worked so hard for this Jagat? He established 4 ashrams in the 4 corners of the country. म्हणजे या भारत देशाच्या 4 टोकांना 4 शंकराचार्य आश्रम त्यांनी स्वतः तयार केले. हजारो संन्यासी निर्माण केले. सगळ्या वेदांवर उपनिषदांवर भाष्य निर्माण केली. शंकर भाष्य फॉर एव्हरीथिंग. ब्रह्मसूत्र शंकर भाष्य, ऑल उपनिषद यू फाइंड. व्हॉट फॉर मिथ्या जगत. शंकराचार्यांचं असंच म्हणत होतं की यू गो टू मोक्ष अँड एव्हरीथिंग एल्स इज इल्युजन. व्हॉट यू हॅव टू डू विथ दॅट जगत which is mithya? Why Shankaracharya should create such a grand literature and also कितीतरी संन्यासी त्यांनी उभे केले सगळं वेदांत शिकवण्यासाठी. कुणासाठी? या मिथ्या जगतासाठी. इफ द जगत वॉज इल्युजन, then Shankaracharya would not have worked so hard, for this mithya jagat. So what he really means by mithya jagat is to be understood well. We are not understanding Shankaracharya also. We are not understanding Sankhyas also. But Bhagavad Gita particularly is trying to bring about that samanvaya in all the philosophies by putting up the concept of 3 purushas. म्हणून क्षर आणि अक्षर ही जी दोन्ही तत्व आहेत, ही दोन्ही तत्व ही तेवढीच सत्य आहेत. आणि व्हॉट इज सेइंग, द्वाविमौ पुरुषो लोके क्षरश्च अक्षर एवच क्षर सर्वाणि भूतानि. व्हॉट इज देअर इन द फिजिकल वर्ल्ड इज क्षर. ते नष्ट होणार आहे, ते नाशवंत आहे. आणि एक अविनाशी तत्व पण आहे ज्याला आपण अक्षर तत्व पण म्हणतो. परंतु as the Sankhya says Purusha is totally distinct from Prakriti, now this concept has come that Purusha only has become a Kshara Purusha and engaged in the action. This is the beauty. This is the beautiful concept which Bhagavad Gita has put forth, which we have to meditate upon, and it is your assignment, mind you. Hmm. And when we meet again, we shall discuss more about it. कारण ह्याला फार गरजेचं आहे हे डिस्कस होणं. की त्याच्यामध्ये ते असं म्हणतात सो क्षर सर्वाणी भूतानी कूटस्थ अक्षर उच्यते. द अक्षर पुरुषा इज कूटस्थ. Something which is not changing is known as kutastha. Something which is unchangeable, something which is nitya, something which is shashwata. तेव्हा नित्य आणि अनित्य ही दोन्ही तेवढीच सत्य आहेत. श्री अरविंदो असं म्हणतात की पूर्वीच्या ऋषी मुनींनी या क्षरापासून अक्षराकडे जाणं हाच मोक्ष मानला. That was the concept of moksha according to the many rishis, that the whole world which is full of change, which is full of anityata, because of which the misery is there in the world, withdraw from that and get established in something which is nitya, shashwata, which is your own essence, and that is the idea of moksha according to many rishi munis. म्हणून या क्षरतत्वाकडून अक्षरतत्वाकडे जाणं हीच मोक्षाची संकल्पना बऱ्याच ऋषींनी उपनिषदांमध्ये सुद्धा मांडली. नाउ व्हॉट श्री अरविंदो इज टेलिंग इज that if you get established in Akshara Tattva, the word doesn't vanish. म्हणजे असं नाही होत की क्षराकडून अक्षराकडे गेलं. When you realize the self, the higher self, which is immutable self, the word doesn't vanish. But the meaning of the word, the look of the word, there is a metamorphic change which cannot be explained in the normal terms. म्हणजे जगताची जी संकल्पना आहे ती संकल्पनाच बदलून जाते. जेव्हा अक्षर तत्वाकडे मनुष्य जातो तेव्हा जगताची संकल्पनाच सगळी बदलून जाते. यू हॅव ए टोटली न्यू पर्स्पेक्टिव्ह ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. You have a total meaning of the world. World is not meaningless. World is not mithya. There is very grand thing which is going on in the world, which is divine plan actually, which is the divine plan which is executed by the Lord himself through the so-called prakriti, through the so-called nature. जे काही प्रकृतीजन्य आहे, जे काही नेचर आहे, ज्याला आपण जगत असं म्हणतो, it is a divine plan. You know, the divine plan is going on. So what happens really is that when you go from akshara from kshara to akshara, from change to unchangeable principle, then you don't see the jagat as you are seeing now, but you see the divine plan in it. You see how the divine is working through the world. You see actually the divine in the world. या सगळ्या अनित्यतेमध्ये सुद्धा तुम्हाला तोच परमेश्वर दिसू शकतो. आणि अरविंदोंनी अतिशय सुंदर असं सांगितलेलं आहे की वासुदेव सर्वमिती हे जे तत्व वेदांतामध्ये सांगितलेलं आहे त्या तत्वाची अनुभूती तिथे येऊ शकते की इन इच अँड एव्हरीथिंग विच यू आर सीइंग नाउ, which with our own intellect, which if you are in the Kshara Tattva, you consider it as good, bad, Sukhakarak, Dukkhakarak, all dualities. Now you see it as a divine plan. You can very clearly see it as divine plan, and for that you have to get established in that samatva, which is the main tone of Bhagavad Gita. Samatvam yoga uchyate. And you know what is the highest samatva? The highest samatva is the samatva of change and the unchangeable. The kshara and akshara. या क्षर आणि अक्षर ह्याचा समन्वय ज्यांनी साधलेला आहे तो उत्तम पुरुष आहे. म्हणूनच पुढच्या श्लोकात असं म्हटलेलं आहे उत्तम पुरुषस्पन्यः परमात्मेत्युदाहृतः. So there is one Kshara Purusha, the ever-changing kind of consciousness, the consciousness which is attached to the Prakriti, consciousness which is not away from Prakriti, consciousness which is enjoying the changes in Prakriti, and the Akshara Purusha which is only witness to the changes in Prakriti, which is always constant, which is immutable principle in us. Now, Uttama Purushastu Anyaha, याच्यापेक्षा क्षर आणि अक्षर या तत्वांपेक्षा अतिशय वेगळं असं तत्व हे उत्तम पुरुष आहे. सो दीज आर द थ्री पुरुषास which are told in Bhagavad Gita, which is unique contribution of Bhagavad Gita to Indian philosophy. And please work on it. Please let me know your views on it. And sometime or the other we should sit together and discuss about it. उत्तम पुरुषस्तु अन्यः परमात्मेत उदारुता, त्यालाच परमात्मा असं म्हटलेलं आहे. वन विच इज नोन ॲज परमात्मा इज उत्तम पुरुष. यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य बिभर्त्य ईश्वरा. तिन्ही लोकांमध्ये जो आहे, हे तिन्ही लोक कोणते आहेत? आपण जनरली लोक मीन्स we can look at it in two ways. One is Swarga, Mrityu, Patal. So these are the three types of existences which we consider. But from the individual point of view, from our own point of view, Loka means a kind of area of our experience is known as Loka. Loka याचा अर्थ की आपल्या अनुभूतीचं क्षेत्र, आपल्या अनुभूतीचे क्षेत्र जे असतं त्याला आपण लोक असं म्हणतो. So there are three types of anubhutis which we have, and they are told as Jagruta, Swapna and Sushupti. There are three types of ways in which we experience the consciousness. या चैतन्याची जी अनुभूती आपल्याला येते तीन प्रकार आहेत. जागृतावस्थेमध्ये येते, स्वप्नावस्थेमध्ये येते आणि सुषुप्ती अवस्थेमध्ये येते. सो यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य बिभर्त्य ईश्वरा, या तिन्ही मध्ये पण मी आहे आणि या तिन्हीच्या पलीकडे पण मी आहे. म्हणून शंकराचार्य असं म्हणतात, यत् स्वप्न जागर सुषुप्तम अवैति नित्यम तद ब्रह्म निष्कलमहम नच भूत संगा. सो व्हॉट इज दॅट ब्रह्मन, व्हॉट इज दॅट अल्टिमेट रियालिटी? यत् स्वप्न जागर सुषुप्तम अवैति नित्यम. स्वप्न, जागर आणि सुषुप्त या तिन्ही अवस्थांमध्ये वन विच रिमेन्स अनचेंजेबल, वन विच इज कंटिन्युअस, कॉन्स्टंट, विदाउट एनी म्युटेशन, तद ब्रह्म निष्कलमहम नच भूत संगा. सो द थ्री लोकास इन विच ही इज देयर इज स्वप्न, जागृत, सुषुप्ति. So what really it means that he is present in all this, the consciousness. So you feel the world differently when in wakeful state. The experience of the world in wakeful state is different. Okay, the experience of the world in swapna avastha is different. So different. It is such a wonderful thing in the universe, and because we are quite used to it, we don't think about it, but they are so different. And only I, the me, is taking that experience of Swapnavastha also. I am taking the experience of Jagrutavastha also, and I am the experience of Sushuptavastha also, in which both Swapna and Jagruti is absent. It is characterized by absence of it. Okay, so the one thing which is continuously present in these three, so these three are the lokas as far as the individual are concerned. The field of experience, जागृत, स्वप्न आणि सुषुप्ती, या तीन अनुभूतीच्या कक्षा आहेत, ज्याला तीन लोक असं म्हटलेलं आहे. आणि या तिन्ही अनुभूतीच्या कक्षेमध्ये सुद्धा एक चेतना अशी आहे की जी नित्य शाश्वत आहे, आणि ती खरं म्हणजे उत्तम पुरुष आहे. That is the Uttama Purusha which we have to. So in that Uttama Purusha, in that this Uttama Purusha, we can really compare with the Ishvara of Patanjali. Patanjali calls it Vishesha Purusha. All other Purushas, Patanjali say, they are affected somehow by Klesha, Karma, Vipaka, Ashayoho, Aparamrushtaha, Purusha, Vishesha, Ishvara. हा उत्तम पुरुष जो आहे तो ही इज फ्री फ्रॉम क्लेश, द अफ्लिक्शन्स, द five afflictions which we have: avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, vinivesha. Uttama Purusha is free beyond that. Uh, So, what Patanjali is saying is, Klesha Karma, he is free from action. So, though Krishna was involved in all the actions during Mahabharata, he was not acting in any way. So, he is beyond action. He is beyond fruit of action, Karma Vipaka. He is beyond accumulation of action. So, that is Uttama Purusha is talking about. Both Kshara and Akshara Purusha, they are bound somehow by the Prakriti. One is Sakshi of Prakriti, but that Sakshitva also binds him in a very strange way. He needs another body when he takes birth again. Okay. So, Uttama Purushastvanya Paramatme Tyudaruta Yolokatrayamavisya Vibhartyav Yaya Ishvara Yasmat Ksharamati Aksharapi Chottama Atosmi Loke Vedecha Pratitak Purushottama. So now in the last 2-3 shlokas, some more points have come that Yasmat Aksharam Atitoham, this Uttama Purusha, which he calls himself, the Lord himself, is Aksharam Atitoham. I am beyond that Kshara Purusha, I am beyond that Akshara Purusha as well. So what does it mean? That I am beyond the changeable Prakriti, and I am also beyond that Jivatma, which is observer of the Prakriti, the Sakshi. So I am beyond Kshetra and Kshetrajna both. I am beyond Prakriti and Purusha both. And that is why he is called as Uttama Purusha. Yasmat Sharamati Toham Aksharapi Chottamaha. So he is the Uttama Purusha. Atosmi Loke Vedecha Pratita Purushottama. That is why I am known as the Purushottama, the Supreme Purusha, the Supreme Consciousness. Purusha is pure consciousness, which is there within us as a witness, as a Sakshi. Uttama Purusha is the Supreme Consciousness in which both Purusha and Prakriti are together. Both Para and Apara Prakriti are together. Both Kshetra and Kshetrajna are together. So that is the Samanvaya, that is the Samatva which he exhibits. Only Supreme Purusha can exhibit that Samatva. All other Samatva which we are talking about, Shitoshna Sukha Dukkheshu Tatha Manapamanayo, this is a worldly type of Samatva which we will have to have in order to reach that Akshara Purusha. Akshara Purushaची पोचण्याकरता जे द्वंद्व आहे, द्वंद्वातीतो आपल्याला व्हावं लागेल. ते द्वंद्व म्हणजे सुख दुःख, लाभ हानी, मान अपमान, all those conflicting situations which you have to withdraw from that, establish yourself in a state of balance. Then you become a Sakshi and you start witnessing the Leelas of Prakriti. Then you can enjoy it. Now here in Uttama Purusha, the Kshara and Akshara ह्याचं समत्व निर्माण झालेलं आहे उत्तम पुरुषामध्ये. The cosmic being, the Uttama Purusha, he has, there is samatva. So at the same time, he is one and many. At the same time, he is Purusha and Prakriti. At the same time, he change and that which doesn't change. So this kind of samatva has come only to that supreme reality which we call as Paramatma, which we call as Uttama Purusha. So Yoma meva masammudho janati purushottamam sa sarvavid bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. Ki asammudho, the person who is really Vedavid, the person who is established in knowledge, he will know me as Purushottama, not as Kshara Purusha or Akshara Purusha, but the Purushottama. Sa sarvavid bhajati mam. Then this is what we call as Vasudeva Sarvam. Then for him, God is there everywhere. Sa sarvavid bhajati mam. त्याला सगळीकडे मीच दिसेन आणि मीच सगळीकडे दिसल्यामुळे एव्हरीथिंग इन द युनिवर्स इज अन ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ वर्शिप फॉर हिम. या जगतात जे जे काही अस्तित्व आहे ते अस्तित्व दुसरं काही नसून फक्त भगवंत आहे याची प्रचिती त्याला येईल. कुणाला येईल? जो पुरुषोत्तमाला जाणतो त्याचा येईल. He will see Lord everywhere. He will see Lord within. He will see Lord without. He will see the Lord in that which is continuously changing. He will see the Lord which is not changing. He will see the Lord everywhere. ओम वासुदेव सर्वम. ही प्रचिती फक्त त्यालाच येऊ शकते आणि ज्याला अशी प्रचिती येते त्याच्याकरता एव्हरी द होल एक्झिस्टन्स इटसेल्फ becomes Lord and therefore स सर्वविद भजती. मग सगळ्यामधूनच तो माझीच he can really worship me. And what does he mean by worshiping him? One who knows the Lord in this way, one who knows the Uttama Purusha in this way, he knows the divine plan which is working in the universe. And what happens then? He knows that he is only nimitta matram. आपण त्या 13व्या निमित्त मात्रम भव सव्य साचिन. That is the message of Bhagavad Gita. You only become an instrument in his hand. You don't decide that this is good, this is bad, this is punya, this is papa. Arjuna was deciding that I will, when I'm killing all these swajanas, my own gurus, this is papa. Arjuna was deciding it because he was lower level of consciousness. What Krishna is telling him is this, that you become only the instrument. Nimitta matram bhava savya sachin. This is what happens to the person who has known the Uttama Purusha. तो मग त्याचा फक्त एक उपकरण होतो आणि he executes the divine plan. He is chosen for execution of the divine plan. म्हणून सगळे जे अवतारी पुरुष असतात, all those realized souls, they have become really the instruments through which the divine is working now. So that is what we have to become really. So ससर्वविद भजति माम सर्वभावेन भारत इति गुह्यतमम शास्त्रम idam uktam maya nag. This is the secret of the secret. Guhyatamam shastram. What is that Guhyatamam shastram? To see the Lord in the moving universe, to see the Lord in the world, everything which is there. जे नाशवंत आहे त्याच्यामध्ये पण भगवंताला बघणं, त्याच्यामध्ये त्याचा असलेला the plan which he executes in this world, ते बघणं, to seek for the divine plan. That is the secret. That is the secret which he is telling about. Sasa iti guhyatamam shastram idam uktam maya nag etad budhva buddhiman syat krutakrutyaschya bharata. One who knows this secret, he becomes krutakrutya. He कृतकृत्य होऊन जातो तो. Nothing remains to be done for him. Because nothing is to be done. Then you don't do anything. When he becomes totally empty from inside, then when he becomes perfect instruments, God only is doing, God only through working, and म्हणून तो कृतकृत्य होतो. Nothing remains to be done. Everything is done by Lord himself. So that is how this beautiful chapter comes to an end today. So iti guhyatam shastram idam uttam maya nag etad budhva buddhiman syat कृतकृत्यश्च भारत. ओम तत्सदिति श्रीमद् भगवद गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्म विद्यायाम योग शास्त्रे श्री कृष्णार्जुन संवादे पुरुषोत्तम योगो नाम पंचदशोऽध्यायः. So this is Purushottama Yoga and Panchadashodhyaya. So before we close, I want to remind you about that assignment again. And थोडक्यात म्हणजे एकाच प्रकारची चेतना, the one single type of consciousness expresses itself in three ways. That is what the Bhagavad Gita is trying to tell. In the form of Kshara, in the form of Akshara, in the form of Uttama. Kshara Purusha, Akshara Purusha and Uttama Purusha. The same Supreme Consciousness is expressing itself in three ways. And one who is able to understand all the three ways and is able to balance it, Kshara and Akshara, knows the Uttama Purusha. Once you know the Uttara Purusha, Sasarvavit Bhajati Mam Sarva Bhavena Bharata, then he becomes the instrument in his divine plan, and therefore nothing remains to be done for him. तो कृतकृत्य होतो. अशा प्रकारची ही and I will also advise you to go through this particular chapter in essays on Bhagavad Gita, की ज्याच्यामध्ये श्री अरविंदांनी ओनली अबाउट दिस थ्री पुरुषास ऑफ भगवद गीता याच्यावर अतिशय सुंदर लिहिलेलं आहे. अँड यू विल हॅव टू डू रिअली पारायणास ऑफ दॅट, की बरेच वेळा ते वाचावं लागेल. आणि समटाइम्स वी शुड टेक दॅट अँड गो ऑन रिडिंग इट अँड डिस्कस इट. बट दॅट इज सुपर वर्क विच श्री अरविंदो हॅज डन. So with that, I would like to end the session by saying Om Asatoma Sadgamaya. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat.